Good morning, grade 10. I thought I'll go on with the next lesson. So, Madam rides the bus. Now, if you look at the heading, the title, Madam rides the bus, it's by Valli Kannan. Naturally, it's an Indian writer. And if you look at the title itself, why should, somebody's bus ride be of importance? If you look at it, it says madam. So who is this madam? Okay. Now, if you and I talk about bus rides, it's not very important because we are almost every day traveling by bus. For you, it's a school bus. You come to school by bus. When I was a kid, I dreamt of a car. I dreamt of an airplane. Yeah, most of you at this time also, you might, want to travel by plane. So why this title? So there's something very important about the bus ride. All right. Probably it's the first ride, or probably she was the person, whoever this madam is, must have been longing for a bus ride. Okay. How did this bus ride happen? So all these questions will come up in your mind when you look at the title. So this is what we're going to read and find out who this madam is. Why is this bus ride so important, or how does this bus ride happen, or was there an adventure that she faces, she experiences when she takes this bus ride? So there are so many different questions that come to our mind. So we're going to read this lesson and find out exactly what the story is about. Okay, so let's go on to page number 117. So I think you have your book with you. So I'm going to read. There was a girl named Valli Ammai, who was called Valli for short. Now that's very easy to understand. Valli Ammai, she was called Valli. There was a little girl, okay? She was 8 years old and very curious about things. So this girl was only just 8 years. What was very important to note in her character, she wanted to know a lot of things. She was very curious. Her favorite pastime, look at the spelling for pastime, it's Pastime, was standing in the front doorway of a house watching what was happening in the street outside. Most of us have different ways of passing time. Nowadays, it's most of us, for you people, it is always the mobile. We get so many different complaints from your parents all the time. They are looking at the mobile. They are either having they're going on Instagram and posting pictures, or it is Facebook. I don't think it's Facebook as much as it is Instagram and Messenger and stuff. So when it was, during our my childhood days, we used to stand on the terrace and have a nice look at the street. Usually, the people walking by, the people on cycles, the people, selling things. All these things used to be a favorite pastime for us. So this girl had her own pastime, standing, just at the doorway of a house, and she had a nice look at the street and all that was happening on the street. There were no playmates of her own age on her street, and this was about all she had to do. So since she did not have anybody to play with of her age group, she loved to stand and watch what was going on the street. But for Valli, standing at the front door was every bit as enjoyable as any of the elaborate games other children played. Now, if you look at it, if you ask, some of you might say cricket is my favorite, game. Some of you might say football. Some of you might name table tennis. So each one has a game or a sport. And then some of you might say PUBG also. I forgot about that. And for this girl, what was more interesting than playing any game was this hobby that she used to have, watching the people on the street or watching what was happening on the street. Watching the street gave her many new, unusual experiences. What can be unusual about watching things on the street? Somebody knew how people are selling things, probably the voice modulation of the vendor. Probably Indian streets, you might see cows, dogs, stray dogs. What else can you say? Think about it, okay? The most fascinating thing of all was the bus that traveled between her village and the nearest town. So this bus which went from her village to the town and back, probably that was her very favorite, part of the hobby, that watching the street. Now connect to Madam rides the bus. It passed through her street each hour, once going to the town, once coming back. We know, right? When it comes to buses, we know we go right on time. We know the time we go. Your parents will go just in time for the bus to arrive. They go to the bus stop. They catch the bus. They go wherever they want to. So it's all on about time. So this bus, every hour, it would go once to the town and once back to the village. Come back to the village. The sight of the bus filled each time with a new set of passengers. See, the sight of the bus was filled each time with a new set of passengers, was a source of unending joy for Valli. So every time, it's not the same people who travel up and down, right? So this particular set of people whom she saw every time, new people she saw every time, was really very, exciting for her. Day after day, she watched the bus, and gradually a tiny wish crept into her head and grew there. So what was that wish? She wanted to ride on that bus, even if just once. So, all of us have different aims. Some of us want to become doctors, some of us want to become engineers. Her immediate aim was to travel by this bus at least once. She wanted to ride on that bus, even if just once. This wish became stronger and stronger until it was an overwhelming desire, something which is gripping her. She could not get rid of this desire. It was, so strong that she wanted to go on this bus at least once. Valli would stare wistfully, it's given there the meaning, longingly, at the people who got on or off the bus when it stopped at the street corner. Why did she look at them wistfully? Because she was craving to go on that bus. Probably she was also feeling jealous of these people who were able to travel, right, by that bus, which she wanted to experience. Their faces would kindle in her longings, dreams, and hopes. So, what were the emotions? She wanted to experience the bus ride. She had dreams of traveling up and down. Probably she was dreaming of how she would travel. So, if one of her friends happened to ride the bus and tried to describe the sights of the village, of the town to her, Valli would be too jealous to listen and would shout in English, proud, proud, Naturally, when you're jealous, you don't like to appreciate the other person who's able to do something, okay? So this girl just would say proud, the person is proud because she wanted to just, cool her ego and also, not give too much of importance to the person who has experienced what she was longing for. Neither she nor her friends really understood the meaning of the word, but they used it often as a slang expression of disapproval. So why did they use this word proud? Because they wanted to show the other that they were not happy with what they were expressing or saying. So this word would tell the other, convey to the other person that they were just not bothered, or they were just didn't approve of what the person was trying to explain. So what would that do? It would bring down the interest of the person. Okay, so that was the main idea of shouting out proud, proud, because it says they didn't really understand, the meaning of the word proud. It was just a slang, just a few words which they used informally. Over many days and months, Valli listened carefully to conversations between her neighbors and the people who regularly used the bus. And she also asked a few discreet questions here and there. Why do you think she was asking? Why do you think she was inquiring about the people who, about the ride the people had? What do you think could be the reason behind asking such careful questions, discreet questions? Probably she wanted to have an idea. If she wanted to go, she should be prepared with a few things. So she was inquiring, all right? This way, she picked up various small details about the bus journey. The town was 6 miles from her village. See the information she has gathered. She's getting prepared to go by bus. So she needs a few details. So the town was 6 miles from the village. The fare was 30 paisa one way, which is almost nothing at all. 30 paisa is just a little very small sum. So up and down means 60 paisa. Okay. She heard one well-dressed man say, okay, what did the well-dressed man say? Which is almost nothing. Okay, the fare was just 30 paisa one way. So she heard one well-dressed man say that. Okay, but to Wali, who scarcely saw that much money from one month to the next, it seemed a fortune. Yeah, when adults 30 paisa one way to 60 paisa two way, it's not going to be a big amount of money. But for Wali, just an 8-year-old girl, to her it was a big amount, because who's going to give you money like that, you know? And probably if somebody gives you money, what would you do? If you were a small boy or a girl, we probably would buy some sweets, or we would buy a balloon, something that we like, and we'd spend it off then and there, right? Very few people have the good habit of saving. This girl, probably she did not get any money, and even if she got it, just like the other children, she must have been spending it off on little things. So the trip to the town took 45 minutes. On reaching town, if she stayed in her seat and paid another 30 paisa, she could return home on the same bus. So she's planning her trip. If she had to travel by this bus, she could reach town in 45 minutes and then stay there, and the bus would bring her back, same bus. She doesn't have to get off the bus, okay? Because the bus goes up and comes back also, all right? To town and back to the village. So she is planning her trip. This meant that she could take the 1 o'clock afternoon bus, reach the town at 1:45 and be back home by about 2:45. Now, what do you think about this girl? She's just 8 years old and she's planning lots of things. She's first collecting details. Like, you know, these detectives go around collecting information. This girl goes around collecting details. So just for an 8-year-old girl to plan such a thing, to go alone and come back, you know, shrewd girl, a very intelligent person must be, right? So she could be a very matured person also to plan such things, you know. And why this afternoon trip? Why can't she go in the morning? Why can't she go in the evening? You know. So what is her plan exactly? Let's read. On and on went her thoughts as she calculated and recalculated, planned and replanned. So she's very careful about her planning, right? So what do you think was Vali's favorite pastime? Why do you think she wanted to take the bus in the afternoon? Why do you think she was collecting information from these people who traveled by bus? So think about these questions, you know, and you can read through the first part again. I'm going on to the second part. So you can pause the video, read through the first part once more silently, and then continue with the video. I'm going to continue. Well, one fine spring day, the afternoon bus was just on the point of leaving the village and turning into the main highway when a small voice was heard shouting, "Stop the bus, stop the bus." And a tiny hand was raised commandingly. So she's saying, "Stop the bus." Okay, who could this person be? A tiny person, tiny hand, it says. So a very small person. Probably it was Vali. The bus slowed down to a crawl, very slow. It came down, stopped. And the conductor, sticking his head out of the window, out the door, said, "Hurry then. Tell whoever it is to come quickly." So he's in a hurry, okay, because they have their timing to follow. "It is me," shouted Vali. "I'm the one who asked to get on." By now, the bus had come to a stop, and the conductor said, "Oh, really? You don't say so." So he was shocked. Why was he shocked? Probably she was too small and she was alone. So that could have shocked the conductor. "Yes, I simply have to go downtown," said Vali, still standing outside the bus. "And here is my money." She showed him some coins. So she wants to make sure that the conductor knows that she has the money and that she can, you know, is able to travel on her own. Okay, but first you must get on the bus. So get in. You don't have to show me all that. You have to go means get on to the bus. Come on, get in, said the conductor, and he stretched out a hand to help her up. So thinking she's a small girl, he put out his hand to give her a hand, help her to get into the bus. "Never mind," she said. Look at that. See that? "Never mind. I can get on by myself. You don't have to help me." She feels she's a very independent person. The conductor was a jolly sort, fond of joking. Oh, please don't be angry with me, my fine madam. Look at the word